I'm in the British Museum, and over here is the Rosetta Stone. It was the key to understanding Egyptian hieroglyphics, and it is one of the most precious and valuable treasures of the British Museum.
The world's most famous ancient artifact just betrayed everything we thought we knew about it. For 200 years, scholars believed they had completely decoded the Rosetta Stone. Case closed. Mystery solved. But when AI scanning technology aimed its digital eyes at those familiar carved symbols, it discovered something that made Egyptologists question their entire careers.
Where we will paste the text of the inscription and we will hide that word with question marks.
The stone wasn't carved by a single artisan. It was a collaborative workshop project, revealed through microscopic tool mark analysis that human experts had missed for 2 centuries. But that's just the beginning. AI is now detecting subtle pattern variations invisible to human eyes, suggesting ancient scribes embedded far more sophisticated information systems than anyone imagined.
A priceless black granite slab, the Rosetta Stone, brought the breakthrough in deciphering ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics.
The terrifying question: if we were this blind to details on our most studied artifact, what else have we missed? The legendary stone that changed everything. It's 1799, and a French soldier in Egypt kicks what he thinks is just another rock. Little did he know, he'd just stumbled upon the key to unlocking thousands of years of lost civilization. That rock? The Rosetta Stone. For over 2 decades, this mysterious black slab tormented scholars across Europe. Covered in 3 different scripts, hieroglyphs, Demotic, and Greek, it held the same message written in different languages. But here's the crazy part: no one could crack the hieroglyphic code. Then came Jean-François Champollion in 1822. This brilliant French scholar finally decoded the hieroglyphs by comparing them to the Greek text. It was like finding the ultimate cheat sheet for an ancient language that had been silent for over 1,000 years. But fast forward to today, and something incredible has happened. AI has mastered what took Champollion decades to achieve. It's discovered things about the Rosetta Stone that human experts completely missed. The AI revolution in ancient languages. But wait, it gets even more incredible. AI is not just rewriting what we know about the Rosetta Stone, it's completely revolutionizing how we decode ancient languages. Remember how scholars used to need a Rosetta Stone, basically a bilingual text, to crack unknown languages? Well, AI just threw that rulebook out the window. Recent breakthroughs show that AI can now decode ancient scripts with 98% accuracy, without needing any translation key at all. We're talking about 5,000-year-old cuneiform tablets that have been gathering dust in museums for decades. AI algorithms are now reading these like they are yesterday's newspaper. The machine learning models analyze patterns, context, and linguistic structures in ways that human brains simply can't match. Here's what's really mind-blowing. The AI doesn't just translate words, it understands context, cultural references, and even ancient humor. It's like having a time machine that lets us have actual conversations with people who lived thousands of years ago. The shocking discoveries that changed everything. Now here's where the story takes a twist that sounds like science fiction. When AI started analyzing thousands of hieroglyphic texts, it found patterns that revealed something extraordinary about ancient Egyptian society. The AI discovered that ancient Egyptians had far more sophisticated mathematical and scientific knowledge than we ever imagined. Hidden within religious texts and everyday correspondence were complex mathematical formulas and scientific observations that were centuries ahead of their time. But the real shocker? The AI found evidence suggesting that ancient Egyptian scribes were experimenting with different writing systems that could have evolved into something resembling modern computer code. These symbols were systematic, logical structures that showed incredible foresight about information organization. And get this, some of the hieroglyphic sequences the AI decoded contained what appear to be early forms of data compression techniques. Ancient Egyptians were apparently finding ways to store maximum information in minimum space, just like we do with digital files today. The technology behind the magic. In 2020, Google unveiled Fabricius, an AI-powered hieroglyphics translator that has revolutionized archaeology, far surpassing the Rosetta Stone in capability. Unlike simple translation apps, this system decodes hieroglyphs with extraordinary accuracy, uncovering secrets that had been overlooked for centuries. One of its most shocking findings came when it analyzed the Rosetta Stone itself, revealing that it wasn't carved by a single artisan, but by multiple craftsmen, something undetected by human experts for over 200 years. The AI discovered subtle differences in carving styles, such as tool marks, depth, and pressure patterns, proving the artifact was a collaborative effort within an ancient workshop. This revelation fundamentally reshaped our understanding of the creation of one of history's most studied artifacts, showing just how much traditional analysis had missed. Fabricius works through advanced neural networks that mimic human pattern recognition but operate on a far larger scale, processing millions of symbol combinations in seconds. By examining stroke patterns, symbol frequency, and contextual clues, the system provides translations enriched with grammatical and cultural context, making it feel like having an ancient Egyptian scribe guiding the process. What's even more remarkable is that this AI is self-improving. Each time it's used to decode a text, it learns and becomes more accurate. In real time, Fabricius is evolving into the most powerful ancient language expert in existence, opening doors to understanding Egyptian history and culture in ways that were once unimaginable. What this means for the future. Here's where things get really exciting. This AI breakthrough isn't just about ancient history. It's opening doors to discoveries we never thought possible. Archaeologists are now using AI to decode languages that don't even have a Rosetta Stone equivalent. We're talking about completely unknown scripts from lost civilizations. Imagine finding an ancient library and being able to read every single text within hours instead of decades. But it goes even deeper. The AI is starting to reveal connections between ancient cultures that were separated by thousands of miles and hundreds of years. It's finding shared symbols, similar mathematical concepts, and even common stories that suggest our ancestors were far more connected than we ever realized. And here's something that will keep you up at night thinking. If AI can decode ancient languages this easily, what does that say about the languages and codes we use today? Are we leaving digital hieroglyphs that future? AI will decode to understand our civilization? The shocking implications. Now here's where things get absolutely mind-bending. The AI hasn't just decoded the Rosetta Stone, it's revealed that our entire understanding of how ancient civilizations communicated might be wrong. Think about this. If ancient Egyptians were sophisticated enough to embed complex information systems within their writing, what else have we been missing? The AI is finding evidence that suggests ancient texts might be multi-layered information storage systems, part language, part data, part art. And here's something that's keeping archaeologists awake at night. The AI analysis suggests that some hieroglyphic sequences might actually be early attempts at creating universal languages. Ancient Egyptians might have been trying to develop ways to communicate with future civilizations, essentially leaving messages for us. The implications are staggering. We might be looking at evidence that ancient humans were far more forward-thinking and technologically aware than we ever imagined. The race to decode everything. AI analysis of the Rosetta Stone has raised fascinating new questions about ancient technology and hidden meanings. Microscopic tool marks suggest the craftsmen used implements unknown to archaeologists today, hinting at lost technologies. Even more intriguing, researchers now believe the text may contain coded layers of meaning beyond its official decree, almost like ancient Egyptian Easter eggs embedded for future discovery. This has sparked speculation that scribes may have intentionally hidden messages only decipherable with advanced tools like AI. The excitement has triggered what some call a digital gold rush in archaeology, as museums worldwide rush to feed their collections into AI systems. Long-forgotten tablets are suddenly revealing their secrets, from personal letters and love poems to business records and scientific notes. These findings are painting a richer picture of everyday life in the ancient world, transforming dusty artifacts into living voices from thousands of years ago. An ancient internet now being rediscovered. Even more groundbreaking is the realization that many texts are interconnected, part of vast knowledge networks spanning civilizations and centuries. With AI predicting missing passages in damaged tablets, we are effectively reconstructing lost conversations across time. This technology is becoming so advanced that it feels like humanity is finally able to speak directly with the ghosts of our ancestors, unlocking layers of wisdom that were hidden for millennia. The unexpected connections. Here's where the story gets really weird. The AI analysis of the Rosetta Stone and related texts has revealed connections that are making historians question everything they thought they knew about the ancient world. The AI found linguistic patterns that suggest ancient Egyptian scribes were in contact with civilizations we did not even know existed. Symbol combinations that appear nowhere else in Egyptian texts suddenly make sense when compared to scripts from completely different parts of the world. But wait, there's more. The AI discovered that some hieroglyphic sequences contain what appear to be mathematical concepts that weren't supposed to be discovered until the Renaissance. Ancient Egyptians might have been working with advanced geometry, astronomy, and even early forms of what we now call calculus. The really crazy part? The AI found evidence that ancient scribes were experimenting with ways to encode three-dimensional information in two-dimensional text. They were essentially trying to create virtual reality using nothing but symbols on stone. The questions that keep scientists awake. Now here's where things get really speculative and, honestly, a little bit scary. The AI analysis has raised questions that are making some researchers wonder if we have been thinking about ancient civilizations all wrong. What if advanced knowledge was not lost during the fall of ancient empires? What if it was deliberately hidden in plain sight, waiting for us to develop the technology to find it? The AI patterns suggest that ancient texts might contain layers of information that we're only just beginning to access. And here's a question that's driving archaeologists crazy. If ancient Egyptians could embed complex information systems in their writing, and if they were experimenting with universal communication methods, were they trying to send messages to the future? To us? Some researchers are even asking whether ancient scribes anticipated that future civilizations would develop artificial intelligence capable of reading their hidden messages. It sounds like science fiction, but the evidence is right there in the data. The secret language hidden in plain sight. But here's where the story takes an even more dramatic turn. The AI analysis uncovered something that's making linguists question everything they thought they knew about ancient communication. Deep within the Rosetta Stone's hieroglyphic section, the AI identified what researchers are calling ghost patterns. Subtle variations in symbol placement and sizing that human eyes simply cannot detect. These patterns don't translate to words or sounds. Instead, they appear to be a completely separate information layer embedded within the main text. It is like discovering that ancient Egyptians were writing in invisible ink alongside their regular messages. The AI found that these ghost patterns follow mathematical sequences that mirror patterns found in nature. Fibonacci spirals, golden ratios, and even sequences that resemble modern encryption algorithms. Some researchers are speculating that ancient scribes might have been encoding astronomical data, calendar information, or even instructions for future generations. The patterns are so sophisticated that they couldn't have been accidental. Ancient Egyptians were apparently master information architects. And here's the really mind-blowing part. Similar ghost patterns are now being found in other ancient texts across different civilizations. The AI has detected them in Mayan codices, Mesopotamian tablets, and even ancient Chinese scripts. Were ancient civilizations secretly sharing a universal meta-language that we're only now discovering? The AI that's rewriting human history. The implications of these AI discoveries are absolutely staggering, and they are forcing us to completely rethink human civilization's timeline. Traditional archaeology tells us that complex information systems and advanced mathematical thinking developed slowly over thousands of years. But the AI evidence suggests something radically different. The artificial intelligence analysis reveals that ancient humans might have achieved intellectual breakthroughs much earlier than we ever imagined. We're talking about evidence of advanced cognitive abilities dating back 5,000 years, capabilities that we thought only emerged during the classical period. Here's what is really shocking. The AI found that ancient scribes were using symbol systems that demonstrate understanding of concepts like infinity, abstract mathematics, and even early forms of logic that would not be officially discovered until ancient Greece. The Rosetta Stone is not just a translation key, it's evidence of a lost intellectual revolution. But it gets even more incredible. The AI detected patterns suggesting that ancient knowledge preservation systems were far more sophisticated than we realized. Ancient scribes were creating redundant, cross-reference knowledge networks that could survive the collapse of entire civilizations. The AI analysis suggests that much of what we consider lost knowledge from the ancient world might not actually be lost. It might be sitting right in front of us, encoded in texts we thought we already understood completely. The conspiracy. Theories that might be true. Recent AI discoveries about the Rosetta Stone are sparking debates that sound like science fiction. While no one is claiming aliens built the pyramids, researchers are astonished by the sophistication of information encoding found in ancient texts. Instead of evolving gradually from simple to complex, the earliest records already display advanced systems, leaving experts puzzled about where such knowledge came from. This reversal of expected development raises uncomfortable questions. How could ancient civilizations suddenly possess such refined methods without a visible learning curve? The idea that they may have had access to lost libraries, unknown teacher civilizations, or hidden knowledge networks is gaining traction. The AI findings even suggest a level of coordination between cultures that shouldn't have been possible given what we know about ancient travel and communication. The implications are profound. If ancient humans could encode information at such a sophisticated level, what else were they capable of? Researchers now believe we may be severely underestimating their true abilities. AI is pushing archaeology into a new era, decoding languages and also reconstructing lost texts from tiny fragments, like piecing entire books back together from shards of pottery. Even more groundbreaking, AI is beginning to predict where future archaeological discoveries might be found. By analyzing text patterns, it points researchers toward potential excavation sites. And with new systems capable of studying the materials, tools, and even environmental conditions of ancient writing, we are on the brink of seeing a far fuller picture of ancient life than ever imagined. So there you have it, the Rosetta Stone decoded by AI revealed something absolutely no one expected. We discovered that ancient craftsmen worked in teams, that Egyptian scribes were master information architects, and that our ancestors might have been encoding complex knowledge systems that we are only now beginning to understand. Are ancient civilizations proving to be more advanced than we believed? Or is AI simply highlighting patterns we might be misreading? Share your theories in the comments.